The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCMedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
This week on FRCmedia News, SRTA extends free and Sunday bus service. A second city school is the site of a mural featuring one of its students. And Fall River once again celebrates its affection for hydrangeas. All this and more coming up. It's Thursday, June 27th, 2024. This is FRCmedia News. I'm Keith Tebow. The Southeastern Regional Transit Authority has voted to extend free fare service to all riders through the end of August. It has also approved the continuation of Sunday service for the foreseeable future. SRTA Administrator Eric Russo says money saved in the current budget year will be used to keep fares free through at least August 31st. As the authority awaits the completion of the state budget from the legislature.
Right now, the Budget Conference Committee is meeting. They're looking at the House budget and the Senate budget and trying to marry those two things together in order to bring that to the governor's office. So the Senate version of the budget includes $40 million that specifically it would be provided to make all 15 regional transit authorities fare-free in the Commonwealth. The House version does give us a sizable increase in our operating line item, approximately a 10% increase to $165 million, which is fantastic. But again, the Senate budget does have a specific component that's called out to provide fare-free service. I expect that we'll have a good sense of whether or not there'll be a strong enough amount of funding to continue fare-free service sometime by the middle or possibly end of July. Obviously, the governor has the opportunity to make changes as well, and then the legislature has an opportunity to review those changes. So it could stretch on a while. I feel very confident that we'll have a good sense of where we're going to be by the first week of August. So we'll be able to plan accordingly then.
Customers have been riding fare-free since January and have embraced the opportunity.
So far, our average daily ridership is up about 25%, which is pretty strong. So we're averaging around 10,000 trips provided each weekday. We've seen peaks over 13,000 trips provided on some days. So people have really responded. And I think even more so on the weekends. In the fall, we were averaging around 4,000 trips provided on Saturdays. And we've seen that number get up to easily 6,000. Almost touching 7,000.
If the free service does expire later this year, the authority does not plan to raise its one-way rate of $1.50. Multiple day fares will also remain in place.
We would not make any changes to the full fare set at this point. We really learned quite a lot the last time we were fare-free for an extended period of time and came into a 6-month half fare period. We weren't really sure how people were going to respond to having to pay fares again coming out of the pandemic. But for a 6-month stretch, we just cut everything in half to see how ridership adjusted. And we found that the more affordable multi-use pass products were more highly adopted. And so when we did change to our new tariff set or fare set, we kept a lot of the discounts in the multi-use passes, like the all-day pass, the 7-day pass, the monthly pass, to try to incentivize people to adopt to them. And it has really shown through in the metrics where we're collecting far less cash at the fare box. So that was an improvement for everybody.
Mr. Russo says maintaining Sunday service through next year validated the results of a pilot program showing its popularity since it began in January. During the time of expanded and free service, SRTA staff has been responsive to the needs of its riders.
Yeah, it's a challenge to have enough operators, mechanics in the ranks, but our team has really done a great job this past winter staffing up and preparing for this. And we're we're ever hopeful that that will continue on into the future. We have really competitive jobs here. They're union jobs with really good benefits. So if anybody's out there, feel free. Please take a look at our website. We're always recruiting. We're always looking for applications. So if anybody's interested in driving with us or turning a wrench with us, come on down.
The pastor of St. Michael's and St. Joseph's parishes in Fall River has been suspended pending an investigation as to whether he violated the Diocese of Fall River's Code of Conduct. Father Jay Mello was placed on administrative leave last week as the diocese received concerning information alleging sexual misconduct by the priest. Diocese has reported that there were no allegations of inappropriate behavior with a minor. According to a report in the Herald News, a male victim has come forward to allege that he was sexually abused by Father Mello in 2013 while Father Mello was filling in for a priest in a Acushnet. The alleged victim was 28 years old at the time and reported the incident to the diocese in 2013 and again last year. Father Mello has declined the allegations. He has served as pastor of the Fall River parishes since 2016. Father Mello also serves as a chaplain at the Fall River Police Department. The department says no allegations of wrongdoing have been filed with police against Father Mello. And since he's not allowed to exercise public priestly ministry while on leave, Father Mello is currently not serving as an active chaplain. Father Mello also sits on the school committee at Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School. Mayor Paul Coogan says his status on the panel will be decided soon.
We want to make sure that he has his focus is on making sure everything in his life is back in order, and obviously the city and anything to do with it is always going to be paramount in this office. So we don't want a distraction with the new Diamond coming on board and with what's going on up at that school. But at the same time, we want to make sure that the decision doesn't negatively impact anybody. So
the mayor says the city has jurisdiction over replacing its members of the Diamond School Committee.
Well, most of those people were put on by the former mayor. I've let them stay because they've been doing a good job for the city over on Diamond. So their terms are up. From what I've been told, they can be removed at any time because they don't have a term. When we sign a letter and we tell people that we're going to put Keith on the board, it's going to be from 2020 to 2023. There's a 3-year term. There's date certain you're going to leave. Right now, those people are all on extended contracts, and they're almost like at-will members of the board. So that's kind of where all three of them are, Rajnera, Senator Menard, and Father Mello. So we'll see how it plays out. Like I said, they're on an at-will contract.
The Bristol County District Attorney's Office has announced that a suspect in a February fatal shooting in Fall River has been apprehended in Georgia. 32-year-old Kevin Barton of Fall River was arrested Tuesday in DeKalb County, Georgia. He's accused of killing Joshua Medeiros near the intersection of Nashua and Blackstone Streets. Mr. Barton will be charged with murder, carrying an illegal firearm, carrying a loaded illegal firearm, larceny, and possession of a large capacity firearm. He was non-fatally shot during his arrest in Georgia. He's currently in stable condition. No word yet on when he will be returned to Massachusetts to face his charges. The Fall River Public Schools will open a new facility in the South End this fall, and when students arrive, they'll be greeted with a mural of one of their own on the north side of the building. This district is moving the Stone Day School and opening pre-K classes at the former location of the Atlantis Charter School at 2501 South Main Street. District Chief Operating Officer Ken Pacheco and Fine and Performing Arts Director Jackie Francisco devised the idea for the mural. The subject is a child currently in the pre-K program at the school and represents the potential of all youngsters attending the Fall River Public Schools.
So we wanted a visual that would represent our students in a way that showed that they were looking to the future, that they were dreaming, and staying positive and looking up and thinking bright and kind of like looking up to the horizon, like, oh, what can we be? And so again, to go back to the idea of story, I think this visual really tells a story to the city that it looks over, you know, and says to our students to remember, even when times are tough or you're going through struggles, just keep looking up and stay positive and grow and learn and become the person you want to become. The colors are very school appropriate, fun, bright, positive colors. And the overlapping, I really love Kevin's work with the overlapping of colors and sort of that like bringing forward of the subject, using the colors and emphasizing on the eyes and the personality of the child. There's so much to be said about the reflection in the eyes of this child.
The mural was designed and painted by Montreal-based attorney Kevin Lido. Mr. Lido created a similar mural at the John J. Doran Community School in the summer of 2022.
I wanted to really capture something really playful, since it's really young children, early childhood education. I wanted to try to capture the wonderment of a child has of the world and life, and how they're just curious and playful. So in this image itself, I have the child looking up. There's a rocket ship flying overhead. There's going to be a planet in there. There's some stars all around. So I just, some scribble lines. I kind of just wanted it to be fun, playful, and kind of encapsulate the wonderment that children have. I really try to do something that resonates with the community where I'm working in. I find it's very important because I'm going to leave, but the mural is going to stay. So I think it's really important that whatever I do does resonate with the local community.
Ms. Francisco says the mural projects are a partnership between the school department and the Fall River Arts and Culture Coalition and Viva Fall River. She hopes residents will appreciate the artwork and its significance to the fabric of Fall River.
Fall River has a really cool and rich history, but if you're living in it and you're in it, sometimes you don't have a minute to take a step back and kind of like identify with that identity, and you're just in the middle of it, right? It's so many times you don't feel that story because you're in it, you're living the story. And so sometimes it's nice to have a mural to be able to be the visual that ties people in terms of identity to the city.
The Creative Arts Network, or CAN, has conducted a study that points to discrepancies in Fall River tourism information posted on state, regional, and national websites and platforms.
We reviewed content about Fall River on 4 prominent websites: Mass Office of Travel and Tourism, MOT, Southeastern Mass Visitors Bureau, the SEMVB, TripAdvisor, and Yelp. We identified numerous areas where updates to content about Fall River are needed, and where additional content about Fall River, including information about where places to dine, shop, enjoy outdoor activities, staying overnight, they could be added to their sites. A comprehensive and up-to-date content on these sites is essential to building awareness of Fall River as a fun, worthwhile, and interesting destination. People need to be able to easily find reasons to visit Fall River, and right now they don't. If you're going on a vacation, I'm going to go on a major travel site in the city or town that I want to go to. If that information isn't accurate, it's not updated, it lacks information, they're not going to go. And that's what we found. It's lacking a lot of information of other cities and towns, but not Fall River.
Ms. Dennis says the findings is not a direct critique to any of the sites, but rather an opportunity to update information to accurately account for what Fall River has to offer tourists.
We did a mailing to the mayor, and we CC'd all those entities, Viva, FRAC, the Chamber, all the state delegations, city councilors, anyone, MCC, MOT, they all got a copy of this initiative. And it's something that they should use. I know we're going to use it. We'll be doing events and programming around this initiative to try to help our restaurants and organizations get a much bigger bang for their buck. Because if they don't know what to do and how to do it, they're never going to get on the map. And if the 4 major sites don't have the right information or enough content on their sites about Fall River, or a true description depicting Fall River, people aren't going to want to go. So those are the things that this initiative is going to help everybody with.
For the 5th year in a row, Fall River is recognizing its ties to the Azores through horticulture as it celebrates Hydrangea Day. The Creative Arts Network, in conjunction with the City of Fall River and multiple community partners, started the tradition of planting hydrangea plants across the city as a sign of solidarity with the Azores and its abundance of flowers across the islands.
Since the beginning, we have formed multiple partnerships and relationships with groups and organizations throughout the city, including City of Fall River, Battleship Cove, MassDOT, Mass Coastal Rail, DCR, where we are here today, Department of Conservation and Recreation, Fall River Municipal Credit Union, and many others. Over the past several years, this One Creative Arts Network project has planted close to 600 hydrangeas, over 100 lavender plants, dozens of flowers in large urns throughout the cultural district, including cement urns at the gates of the city. This singular camp project is transforming the downtown and waterfront and is evidence of how a small group of dedicated individuals with minimum resources can affect real change in a community.
CAN has received assistance each year from resident David Lalima. A different variety of hydrangeas was planted this spring at Fall River Heritage State Park, a variety that should emit an array of colors.
This is a paniculata, not a macrophylla. And what paniculatas do is they grow on new growth on new wood. That's very different from new growth on old wood, which requires a different kind of calculus. So this is no maintenance. I have these at my house. This is an unbelievable plant. It starts out white, it's going to turn pink, and then it's going to turn red. There's hardly any plant that you know that has 3 colors in one season. And they're going to grow, as my friend Mal at Heritage says, they're fierce growers. You prune them back, they go back up. So in the several years, you're going to be standing over there and you're going to see this sea of red at some point in time. And I don't know if there's another place in South Coast that has this many hydrangeas in one place.
We'll be back with more FRC Media News after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Assistant Group Leader, Citizens for Citizens Incorporated, located at 427 Robeson Street, is seeking a part-time assistant group leader to assist with the direct care of children, preparing and participating in activities. Job number 210-22132. Call Center Specialist. Star, located at 386 Stanley Street, is looking for a full-time call center specialist, responsible for all incoming calls, including triaging and scheduling duties. Job number 210-22818. Physical Therapy Assistant, South Coast Visiting Nurse Association, located at 1822 North Main Street, seeks a full-time physical therapy assistant to work with patients to prevent disability, relieve pain, develop, improve, or restore motor function capabilities. Job number 210-22983. Bather Groomer Trainee, PetSmart, located at 540 William S. Canning Boulevard, is looking for a full-time bather groomer trainee. For more information, call 774-955-5379. Blount Fine Foods, located at 630 Current Road, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. Logistics Officer, job number 210-23059. Accounts Payable Coordinator, job number 210-23075. For more information about these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.dcs.eol.mass.gov or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
My name is David Perry. I'm the president of the Greater Fall River Food Pantry. And what we do here is we provide food to clients that are in need. We're always trying to get more people involved in what we're doing, and we're trying to concentrate on youth. And it's all about helping people, and that's what we should all be doing, is helping someone. So it's a great opportunity for them to, come down here and give us a couple of hours a week. It's not long, it's 2 hours a day. And once they start volunteering, it's like a family, it really is. So getting these younger people involved, it's just great. It's great to see. It's great to have younger generations seeing what's going on in the real world, as they call it, and helping out.
I've gotten a new outlook on the community. I've been able to see all sides, helped me learn just a lot about Fall River as a whole.
We like to get students in from 14 years of age and older. It's not about the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry. It's about what the Greater Fall River Community Food Pantry does as an outreach. We want to reach out to the community. Most schools require that the students put in volunteer hours. We're a perfect example of receiving those students, and that way they get their hours accredited, and it gives them a good learning experience.
Volunteering here made you feel good, you know, felt like you were helping out the community, and also it really helped me out with making my application stand out with having volunteer hours on them. Like when I'm applying for jobs, I've been on the hunt right now, and I've done a lot more interviews since I did charity work here. Makes you really stand out, and also just feels good helping out the community.
I love hearing other people's lives, how other people live, other people's families. It's interesting, and I really like to do this work.
Come down and see what it's like. Come down and take an opportunity to help someone else. You know, come and see what's really happening in the world out there.
Hi, welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. Today with us we have Kenya. She is a 4-year-old female, tabby, domestic short hair. Oh, she's a little wiggly right now. She just woke up from her nap. She's a very sweet girl. She doesn't mind the other cats. She is pretty sociable. She would even do good with younger kids. And I feel like she would adapt to any kind of home life that you have, whether if you're busy, if you're a homebody. I think she would do great either way. She was an owner surrender. It was no fault of her own. If you'd like to come down and meet Kenya, you can call Forever Paws Animal Shelter to make an appointment to see her. I know she would love to meet you. All of our contact information is on our website at foreverpaws.com. And we have the applications there. You can see all of our adoptable animals. But yeah, definitely come to make an appointment to see her. I know she'd love to meet you.
Today we have Peanut, a 1.5-year-old mini poodle. He was an owner surrender. Unfortunately, his past owner just fell ill and could no longer take care of him. But he does have a history with kids over 5 and dogs. So any home potentially looking for him with those are perfectly fine. Cats he's okay with too. He's able to recognize an upset cat. So we are still learning his personality, but from what we've seen, he's very sweet, very friendly. He's warmed up to the staff almost immediately. He is food motivated. He kind of knows sit, but teaching him tricks will be super easy. He does have a love for tennis balls, as you can see. He can play fetch for hours. So we would recommend, shaving him down for the summer at least, keeping him with a short coat. An ideal home for Peanut would be one with a big family. We think kids would be great with him. They could help him burn his energy with playing. If you're interested in meeting Peanut, come on down to 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, Massachusetts, and make an appointment to meet Peanut today.
Welcome back. Fall River's unemployment rate rose slightly during the month of May. The city's jobless rate sits at 5.4%, up 0.2% from 5.2% in April. Fall River's unemployment rate in May of 2023 was 4.8%. Unemployment rate in the suburbs of Fall River and other gateway cities also rose last month. The state's unemployment rate for May rose 0.1% to 3%. Next Thursday is Independence Day, and the city of Fall River is once again holding a celebration on the waterfront prior to the annual fireworks display at 9 p.m.
Down at the wall or at Bicentennial Park, there'll be almost like a swing band down there, 12 pieces. We'll have some food trucks, and then as you come up the boardwalk or down the boardwalk towards Heritage, you'll go by City Pier where there'll be a couple of bands playing. We'll have, again, more food trucks there. We'll have Troy City Brewery and Primo's will be there joining us. And finally, as we go down further to Heritage State Park, we're going to have a disc jockey in the field there and a ton of food trucks where people can grab something to eat, listen to some music, play Frisbee, and kill some time until 9 o'clock when the fireworks go off. So you have 3 venues along there. We're going to be shuttling people along, so look for information online about where you can park. We'll have shuttles running. We'll do whatever we can to accommodate people. We want people to have good, safe, clean fun, and the biggest thing we're worried about now, of course, for any outdoor event in Fall River or anywhere is the weather. We get a good night, we're going to have a big crowd and people are going to have a really good time. And that's what I want to see people having on that waterfront.
That'll do it for this edition of FRC Media News. Please visit our website, frmedia.org, for all the latest news and local information. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.